Well, it's been another week of VR gaming, and today we're going to be covering what came out this week, what's coming out next week to look forward to, and of course some general VR gaming news. Honestly, thank you so much for your continued support on this series that we're running weekly now, so much love to you guys. If you continue to enjoy this, please do smash that like button, and of course, if you're new, subscribe, because it's free, and you get to stay up to date on all things VR gaming and tech related all in one place. Now to dive into what's come out this week. Now, it's actually been a pretty dry week when it comes to VR gaming this week, just because honestly, we were wrapping up towards the end of the month, but we have had one incredible video that's just popped up on the channel, and that is everything that's coming out in March. So if you're interested in checking out every game that is coming out in March, then go check out that on the channel after this video, of course. But I do have a couple of things to honorably shout out about things about this week, and some betas that you guys should be definitely checking out. And to kick that off, we should start off with Contractors Showdown. Contractors Showdown has proven to be my absolute favourite game that I have played in the Battle Royale genre, and it hits every single point I've ever wanted out of a Battle Royale, as it feels like a genuine mix of PUBG, Warzone, and all of those games that I love in Battle Royale Town, mashed into one and in virtual reality. The beta sign up is going to be able to be done through their Discord. I can't link it sadly in the description down below because links just keep getting removed from YouTube videos at the moment. I don't really understand it, but you know, hey, it's not too hard to find out. Just go on the old Googles, search up Contractors Showdown beta, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find a link through that way. All you have to do is join the Discord, and then you'll be able to get access and go play this on your Quest 3 or PCVR, I believe. Either way, this game is absolutely incredible. Get in there with a bunch of people, Battle Royale, collect your guns, destroy, and then take that chicken dinner at the end. Couldn't rate this higher. Genuinely love this game, so go check it out. Next thing I wanted to spotlight for this week is Bootstrap Island. I missed talking about this in a couple of videos back when it actually dropped on Steam. If you're a PCVR player, then this is a game you simply need to check out. I've spent a little bit too much time in this game trying to survive. It is ultra realistic, survival-esque, piratey, survival island slash, you know, like I don't even know anymore. Like, there's so much going on in this game. It's actually pretty damn incredible. I highly recommend that you dive in and try this if you can. It is definitely high up there on the survival games because it does scratch that itch of survival. It's incredibly, like, brutally hard, but at the same time it's also very rewarding, and they have like a lot of things going on in there. Like with your pistol, say for instance, you have to load it up with some gunpowder in a shot. If you overload the pistol with too much gunpowder, it will just blow out of your hand. If you underload it, it'll just fire the ball out just a little bit, and if you get it just right, which is not too difficult to do, then you get the rewarding success of being able to actually shoot away one of the terrifying things that's trying to eat you on the island. I'm not going to ruin too much about this game because it takes a lot of twists and turns and surprises as you go through it. High recommend from me. If you've got a PC and you have the ability to play this, go and give it a go. I really hope that one day they translate this onto the PSVR 2, maybe even Quest as well. If they can, that'd be kind of sick. But yeah, go show some love to the developers over there for that, and hopefully that will give them the money to convert it into the other platforms. Last up is Mannequin. You're actually able to go and sideload Mannequin on now. This is from Fast Travel Games. They're letting everyone playtest this game for free, and in the hopes, I'm guessing, that they're going to keep on working on this to make it even better and better and better. This is actually a very unique style of game, and again, it's free. You can go check this out right now for free. You just have to sideload the game on to your Quest. This is a really unique experience where you're going to get a bunch of you who are basically the aliens, you get a bunch of you who are not the aliens, you're the guys hunting for them, and you have to go in this sort of like asymptomatic hunting experience where you're both kind of hunting each other. The aliens have the ability to turn themselves into mannequins, so they can mimic like the frozen people that are around the ship, and then you've got to try and figure out who they are, but with a limited number of shots with your guns, because otherwise you are screwed when they come and hunt you. So they can kill you, you can kill them. It's just a cat and mouse game. This is actually a really, really fun game. I have yet to properly get my teeth into it, but it does look really, really interesting, and from like the little that I have tried it, it really impressed me. So make sure you go check this one out. One other thing I wanted to announce as well is that MetaQuest is doing a much better job with the MetaQuest Plus. As of this month, there is going to be a catalogue of games that you can get access to. Instead of just the 3 that you used to get, there's a ton in there now. I'll quickly like reel off the list of names of the games in here. But yeah, for the case of like, I think it's like $7 or $8, you're able to have access to all of these games until they switch them out. And I think there's going to be like an annual switch out of these games every few months. They haven't specifically said about that sort of stuff yet, but these are going to switch out every now and then to give you access to a big catalogue of games. But really, for like the sake of £8, £8, whatever you're spending subscription on this thing, you're going to get an access to a lot of games for very cheap. Not only that, but they're also running a promotion between the beginning of March and the end of March that if you buy into this subscription plus, they also give you £25 store credit. So I'm just saying, if you want 25 quid store credit anyway, it costs you £8 to get 25, so it's kind of worth it. Just saying. Of course, on top of that, you get a catalogue of awesome games as well. So the games that are going to be in this are Contractors, Shadow Point, The Climb, Demeo, Aspire 1, Fruit Ninja, Han Physics Lab, Jurassic World Aftermath, Moss, Onward, Red Matter, A Township Tale, Sports Scramble, Until You Fall, and Walkabout Mini Golf. They are some incredible titles, so yeah, high recommendation for me. If you're just looking for something to get on this weekend even, I kind of think it's worth a few quid, as it's going to give you access to a ton of games. But the only thing to remember is that when they do switch out these games, you do lose them. You don't get to keep them forever. They're only there while you do the subscription, which is fine. I think most games in VR are about 8 hours maximum anyway, so you're going to be able to blast through anything that you wanted to play off of that list in that time. Anyway, that's about to do it for this week's news. So let's dive into what we have coming out next week, as honestly March is looking like one hell of a month. As you may have seen in my video that I spoke about at the beginning of this, which was the March titles coming out, we have a lot of good things coming our way, and next week is no exception. Kicking things off with Swarm 2. This is actually a really cool game, and please don't let this go by your radar, because Swarm 2 actually kicks some serious butt. This game is essentially Spider-Man with guns, swinging around destroying a bunch of robots. It kind of feels like being sucked into an old Atari game at points, where you get to go in, blast your way through a bunch of different bad guys whilst swinging around at high speed, and of course having an absolute freaking blast along the way. This game is top notch in the experience if you like high movement, if you want to really get some stuff in VR that you just can't do in real life, then this is going to be the one for you. Check it out, put it on your list, just at least check it out when it comes out, because I think this one's going to be one that a lot of people go under the radar on. They're just like, what the hell is Swarm 2? Yeah, this is why we shouldn't name games 2 in VR just yet, because we're not big enough. We just need to give them a good title. Word of advice for developers. Next up is The Pirate Queen. This is a game I'm actually genuinely looking forward to. It's a story-driven experience where you're going to go through as the Pirate Queen, who is voiced by Lucy Liu, which I think is going to be very, very cool. And on top of that, you're going to get to go and experience a true story, I believe. I mean, whenever we say a true story in this day and age, I think we mean like an adaptation of the true story, but nonetheless, you know, a true story. We're going to be able to go in and experience this as a pirate, going around the ship, doing a bunch of cool things. This actually looks like a really interesting game. If you're into piratey stuff, I think you're going to kind of enjoy this. I feel like there's a very pirate-centric week this week. In fact, we have like Bootstrap Island and this pirate game. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm looking forward to both of these. I'm planning on doing a video on the Pirate Queen, all things dependent on the experience itself, of course, but I'm very, very much excited for this. I think it's going to be a good experience, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel. Let me know in the comments down below, like, do you care about these games? Are you excited for them, or how are you feeling? There's a bunch here really to be spoken about that I've spoken about from this video over this week. I would love to know what you're excited about. What is it that you're hyped about coming out this month? And then I can make sure that I especially cover that kind of things on the channel. As we've really started to focus more on like the gaming aspect of everything, I would love to sort of harness in on what games I should be covering on this channel, like specifically singular games, just so I know that I'm really giving to you guys exactly the value that you want out of what's coming out this month. I'll be honest with you, this is a bit of an end bit of the video stuff here, but I'm kind of done with covering everything on the channel. I used to cover like every single game that would come out, and honestly, like, no one's buying all of those games, so I would way rather focus on some highly produced, much better quality videos covering singular games here and there that are actually the ones that people want to know about and want to invest in. There's a ton of other channels out there that are going to cover every single game that comes out, but I want to hyper focus on the ones that matter, and, you know, occasionally the ones that are really shockingly bad and I should warn you of, which happens every now and then. Anyway, thank you so much. Your feedback is always welcomed on this channel, as it helps grow this into a much better channel off the back of your incredible feedback, so keep that rolling in. Thank you so much for all the support on this channel. Smash like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, as it genuinely does make my day, and of course it helps out the channel in pushing us up in the algorithm, because the YouTube gods demand it. can't just be good content. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.